Hello guys, in this video we are going to see Excel functions, basics of Excel. So this video is going to be for beginners. So if you are already an expert, this video is not for you. Okay. So let's talk about Excel. Excel is a Microsoft utility which has rows and columns. Okay. So let's open an Excel. So guys, again I'm repeating, this video is for beginners and it's not for experts who are already using Excel. Okay, so we have just opened an Excel. So like you see, it contains rows and columns. Okay, so there are many functions of Excel, okay, which you can use in real-time applications and in your office works. You can use this Excel to do lot of things, which will be helpful for you to do calculations, sorting the data, manipulating the data. There are a lot of things which I'll explain you one by one. Okay, so talking about Excel, it has a capability of more than 10 lakh rows. Okay, so like this, if you go on, it will go till 10 lakh rows if you go till the end. Okay, so I'm not going till the end. If you want to, just to showcase. Okay, so it's almost like 10 lakh rows. And similarly you have columns also. It will be like 16,384 columns. So altogether it will be like around 17 billion cells, okay, which you can use in a single sheet. So you can add n number of sheets in this. So if you want to do various calculations parallelly without hampering your work in one sheet, you can just replicate. It's as simple as tabs, okay, which you use in the browser. Similarly. Okay, so now let's start with the basic operations. Say for example, addition, subtraction, division, and all. So I'll just put few numbers. Okay, number one. Let's name it as number two numbers. Okay, 10, 20. So if you want to add these two numbers, you can just press equal to and then select this and then click here and then give plus sign and then give this. So this will simply do the operation of addition by adding these two numbers. You don't have to do anything else. It will add it. Similarly, if you want to add another number, say number 3, I'm giving it as 30. Okay. So if I want to add all these three numbers, you can do in the same way. I'm deleting the contents of this cell. Okay, just click on delete. After selecting that cell, it will delete all the contents of the cell. Now I'm just pressing equal to, okay, and then selecting this. Automatically it will see the cell number here. Okay, after which you press plus and then you select the next cell and then press plus again and then you select the uh, third cell. Okay, so it is nothing but D2, D3 and D4. D2, this is column D and second row, so it is D2, and third one is D3, which is column D, third row D3, and similarly D4. D is the column name and fourth column, so it refers to D2 plus D3 plus D4. Automatically it gives you the formula here. Okay, and give enter. Automatically it will give the sum of all the three columns. Okay, there is another way of also doing sum in Excel. Okay, so you press here. Okay, you press equal to and then type sum. Okay, and then give a open bracket and then click in the cell where you want to, means from where you want to do the sum, and just drag it vertically. Okay, so it will automatically take the range. This is called the range in Excel. Okay, so it is nothing but D2 to D4. So it is nothing but sum of range of D2 to D4. Okay, so you get 60, the same sum which you added individually. Say for example you have some 100 records, okay, 100 rows in this tabular column. You cannot do one by one, right? Going adding one by one record in each, it is a time consuming. So Excel gives you the feature of doing sum altogether. Okay, you can't do it for minus and division and all. Okay, so this is only for sum. Say for example if you want to minus these two numbers, okay, I'm just using this E3 column, okay, E3 cell. Okay, so I want to minus 30 means number 3 from number 1. So what I will do, I'll press equal to, I'll select D2, okay, minus, I'll select this cell which I want to minus it from D2, which is nothing but D3. So now you get 20. So this is how you do a minus operation. So you can do it for many rows and columns. I'll explain you later. It's just the basics. Okay. So similarly, like we can do a division as well. Okay. For division, let's see. I'll press equal to, and then I select 30. That is D2 divided by D3. That is 10. So it should be 3, right? It's 3. So this is how a division works, and in the similar way you can do a multiplication. So I press equal to, I press means I give D2 and then I give into, okay, that is nothing but star symbol in the numeric number 8, which is above that. Okay, and then I select the second cell which I want to multiply with, which is D2 into D3, which is nothing but 300, right? So this is the multiplication. So these are the basic um, addition multiplication things which you would require when you are manipulating a lot of data in using the Excel. Okay, and likewise we have many things there are many more functionalities inside this. Okay, so this is nothing a formula bar. Okay, the one which you typed it here, right, when you press equal to, automatically this formula bar gets active. So here is where you type all the formulas which you want to do on a specific cell. Okay, say for example I have one more row here. Okay, 10, 10. I'm just putting value. I'm making the column name as column 1. Okay, the, just for naming convention, just to refer that column, I'm giving column names. Okay, so if I want to do addition of these two columns, simply I do the same thing which I did earlier. Okay, so D2, I select this and then plus symbol and then E2. Okay, now it is D2 and E2, and because I want to do the addition of these two columns, so I get 40. And I don't have to do for the rest of the columns. If I want to do the addition, same addition for all the below rows also, you don't have to do the same operation again and again. Instead, you can just drag it. Automatically, the Excel will do it for you. If you go and see the formula here, it will be D3 plus E3. It will be correct. It will be taking the same format which you have done for the first cell, because you are just dragging the same formula here also. So if you go and select any of those cells where the formula has been applied, you can see it in the formula bar. Okay, so likewise you can do any operation which I told you, the addition, division, or multiplication or subtraction for in the same format for various rows. So it all depends on your business application and your use case. It is not limited to anything. Okay, as you say, it will work. The Excel works based on your commands. Okay, so now this is the basics of how to do an addition and subtraction. Now let's move on to little bit more into the Excel. Okay, say for example I want to do an average of these three numbers. Okay, so what I will do, what is the average formula? You will need to plus all the numbers and then you do need to divide it by the number of numbers, right? The same thing I will do, but in a different way using the average function. There is an average function in Excel which is available. Okay, so you just select this average, AVERAGE, average. Okay, so when you type equal to, automatically it will open up the formula bar here. Okay, so you can do in this way also, and there is another way to use the formula bar. I'll tell you later. Okay, so what I do is AVG here. Okay, average, and then I select all the three. Here I can select it across. Okay, so I don't have to select one by one cell, so I'm just selecting it from here. When you open the open bracket, automatically the mouse allows you to select multiple rows. Okay, so now if I do, okay, average is AVERAG. Okay, you need to write it full average, and then you select the numbers here. It's not AVG, it's AVERAG. Average, you need to write it full. For sum, it is sum. Okay. Uh, okay. So now it has done the average for D2 to D4. So if you want to extend, you can extend. Say for example, there are lot many. If there are 10 rows, 10 rows, which you need to do an average, you can do it in the same way in this method. Okay. Now I want to do the sum. I already told you, right? Okay, so here if you want to do, you have this sum feature also for adding all the numbers in this column. Okay, similarly sum. So I'll just type sum. And once you press equal to, the formula bar gets opened, and then you type the exact Excel function which you want to do. So now I'm doing a sum of all these column of this particular D column. Okay, so I get a 60, which is nothing but sum of D2 to D4. So if you are confused in how to use the formula bar, just press equal to and then type the function which you want to use. For example, sum, type it and then click and then press the open bracket. Okay. Once the bracket is pressed, the Excel allows you to select rows or columns wherever you want, like this. Okay. So if I want to do average of all sum of all these, it can do. Okay, and then once the cells are selected, then close the bracket which has been opened and then press enter. So this is nothing but sum of all these cells. Okay, you can do for any number of cells as you like, as per your use case. This is how sum works. So these are some of the basic functions, and going forward I will be showing you a lot many functions and lot more things in the Excel. So since this is a basic part of training, we will be limiting to certain um, functions alone. Okay, because it's a basic thing, so you need to understand step by step, so that Excel is very easy to use and very it has many diverse functions which you can use in your business application, and you can make your work life very easy with the Excel. Okay, so next we'll see minimum function. Okay, so for minimum it's just min. Okay, so minimum means it will just tell you which is the minimum value of your selected range. Okay, so I'm just selecting a range of these three rows. Okay, so out of these three, the minimum is 10, so it should give the 10 value. Okay, so it has given now. The same thing you can, it's not that you need to do under these three, you can do on any cell. If I want to calculate here the minimum of these three cells, I can do it. Okay, so it is again dependent on you, why where you want the value of the formula. Okay, so I can do anywhere in this sheet. Okay, even I can do it in other sheets for this sheet also. I'll tell you later on, because it's a very widely used application, and it's very easy, and it makes your work better. Okay, so now let's go on to the next function. It is maximum. Okay, how do you calculate maximum in this Excel? It is max. Okay, which calculates maximum of selected values. So here I have three values. I'm just selecting all the three after writing max formula, and then press and then closing the bracket. So I give 30. So here also the same minimum, same kind of minimum formula. Okay, but here the value is max. Say if you don't want to use the formula here, if you don't want to type the formula here, you just select the cell where you want the value and then click the formula bar here. Okay, automatically that will be enabled. Now click here equal to and then type the same formula here, sum of these three columns. Okay, if you don't want to select via mouse, you can type it from means in your keyboard also. Say D22 colon D4. That is the thing which when you click the cells, it will be writing it here. Okay, so if you don't want to click, means drag these cells, you can straight away write the cell numbers which you know. Okay, for which you want to calculate the same thing, it will appear. So either you do it here in the formula bar or you do it in below or in the cell where you want. Okay, either way it is the same. So these are the some features of basic calculation. Okay, say for example, now I have an application which where I am in need of something wherein I need to compare the values. Okay, so if you have two column values, okay, like this, okay, say there are other numbers, number 4, okay, again number 5. Say I'm just naming it, okay, it's not necessary it needs to be like this. I'm just naming that particular row. Say for example, here I have 650, okay, I'm placing the column to value as 60. Here I'm placing 40. Here I'm placing 40. Okay, so how do you compare the numbers? Say for example, I am in need of the rows wherein both the column values are same. Okay, say for example, in one case I need to find out where column 1 value is similar to column 2. Means it should have the same value. How do I compare it? There is one way of doing is you minus both the columns, and if you get a 0, it is same number, right? Or otherwise, there is one more function in Excel. Okay, so the first method, let's try, then I'll tell you the function, exact function for that. One is minusing these two columns. Okay, so wherever it is 0, it should be the same value, right? Yeah, so here 40. So this number, this row has same value in both the columns, and similarly in row D, third row, you have both the column values as same number. So these are the same values across two columns. So this is one way of doing it. Okay, now I will delete these values. Now let's see how Excel does it. Okay, for Excel I have a function called exact. Okay, EXAT, exact. Okay, so what this does is like you can compare these two. So say for example there are two columns which I want to compare. So I just type exact and then select that cell, comma, and the second cell which I want to compare. Okay, this is the formula. So what it will do, it will give you true or false value. Okay, if it is true, it is matching. If it is false, it is not matching. Okay, as simple as that. So you can do the same thing for string values also. It's not necessary it needs to be number here. Okay, it can be ABC. See, once the moment I change the value, it will change because it's dynamic and it will automatically correct its values. Okay, so here also I need to put ABC, then it will be true. Okay, it's not necessary that it should be numbers. Okay, same thing you can do for any number of. Okay, so if I want to drag and drop, I can drag it. Okay, since these are all blanks, it has come as true. Don't think that it's not working. Okay, so now it's working. This is how the exact function works. This is how you compare values in an Excel. Okay, so these are some tricks in Excel which you can use for your application. Say for example, you have hundreds of rows. Okay, you can't just do minus and C, right? Better you can do one simple function and it will compare all the values of these two columns. Okay, and if you drag, say for example, if you put the exact here, exact column 1 comma column 2, then you can just drag and drop. Okay, you don't have, if you double click also, it will go till the last row where the record is there, and then it will apply all the formula till the last record. If you want to do only for certain records, say for example 3 or 4 records rather than doing all the 5, you can do it. Okay, I'll just delete and show you. So once you have this formula, just drag till the row where you want. Okay, so automatically you get the records still there. Okay, now, now I hope till now it's clear. Okay, now let's move on to another set of statement which will be useful for you as well. Okay, see, if you want to do something like if else, like if else statements, right? What if this condition is matching, then it should be this, and if the else, it should display some other value. There can be certain places where you need such kind of conditions. Okay, say for example, I'll just replace these values. Okay, 10, so that it's easy for us to do some calculations also. Say for example, I'm just opening a if statement. Okay, so here, if this is greater than 10, okay, or let's say 40, then it should show me big. Okay, so I'm just typing it as big, else I'm typing it as small. Okay, so see the formula here. Here, if D2, that is nothing but this column, is greater than 40, I'm giving the statement as big, and if it is small, I'm making it else I'm giving a statement as false. So the Excel will see the column of D2. If the value of the column is greater than 40, it will treat it as big, else it will display as small. This is the condition, if else condition. So this will help you a lot. Say for example, there are some 5 students. Okay, say for example, there are 5 students whom you want to show the mark list. Okay, so you want to filter them, or you need to see them, what are their you want to see their um, average score, or say for example you want to see who has scored high. Okay, so in that case, this if else statement will be very useful. Okay, uh, say for example Tom, this is the marks scored by Tom. This is Jerry. Let's see. mm, this is Mary. Okay, let's say it's John, and then let's have Susan. Okay, so let's say this is the marks scored by each of them in one subject one. Okay, say for example Max, and this is in science. Okay, so let's make it a little bit bigger so that it becomes good mark. Say let's say this is out of 80 or 100. Okay, so let's see. Okay, here the first member would have scored 30, so it's like, okay, fine. Here also let us see, cut. So these are the marks scored by various people. Okay, now let's apply this if else statement and let's see who has scored 50 out of 50. So wherever it is more than 40, we are treating them a good score. Okay, so let's, instead of big, let's say I'll put it as good. Okay, and instead of small, let us put it as average. Okay, so this represents the score of that particular person in max. Okay, so this is max score. Now let's drag it. Now if you can see, the John has scored good marks and other all are average. Okay, so you can easily categorize people with the help of this Excel. You don't have to look into each and every mark and then see who has scored top, or if you want to just filter out top 20 or something, or top 10 people among a class. This is much easier, right? And you want to say the same thing applies to your business application or your use. You may have to segregate data based on your top 10 records or 5 records based on the values which is present. So in all those cases, this if statement will be very useful. So this is one of the use case where you can leverage using it, and you can easily segregate the mark lists of various persons. Okay, so if you need a detailed class, let me know for this if else statement. I'll put it in a separate video. Okay, because this has a lot of use cases in this, and there are multiple nested ifs you can use along in this. Since this is a basic class, I'm just stopping it here for if case. Okay, if else case. So this is about if else statement. Okay, so let us leave this. Okay, now say for example I have this records. Okay, say these are the set of marks. Okay, I'm just copying it, just nothing but control C, or else you can just right click and then copy it after selecting it. I'm just selecting, then control C, or else right click, copy. I'm just pasting it in the next sheet. Okay, wherever you want you can paste it. I'm just pasting it in A1. Okay, I just pasted it. Right click and then give paste or control V. Either of that will work. Now I want to see the unique set of values in this. Okay, so here there are ten numbers. Okay, three people have scored 10, and one has scored 40, one has scored 60. So I want to remove the duplicates. That's my task. Okay, so I don't have to go individually and delete these columns, right? I don't want to do this. Okay, I'm just pressing Ctrl Z so that the value is getting returned back. You have undo feature here. The same undo is Ctrl Z. I'm just pressing the shortcut key. Okay, now if I want to remove the duplicates, I don't have to do it manually. Okay, rather select that column or select those cells and click data, and then you have remove duplicates. Just click on that, select all, and then click OK. Okay, so once you press OK, it will delete all the duplicate values. Okay, so how you are able to see the unique values here? You don't have to delete. Say for example there are 100 rows. Okay, you cannot go and delete the duplicate values there, right? It will be very difficult, right? So rather you can use this method. Okay, you don't have to do those. And for deleting also, I'm just selecting all the cells and then delete. If you just drag it, click and drag it, it will select as many cells as you want. Okay, you don't have to go and delete individually. How much ever you want to delete, you can delete. And similarly you can delete a separate column. or row. Okay, I want to delete this column, this row. I just selected it and then I'm deleting it. You need to select in this number where this row number is there. If you want to delete the column, you need to select the column name which is on top, then right click and then delete. Okay, automatically that entire column will be deleted. If I want to delete this Susan record, you can right click and then delete. Okay, Susan's records will be deleted. There is one other feature which you have to see, okay, which is nothing but hide. So if I don't want this record to be shown in this sheet, okay, but I wanted it in a future case, okay, in future I might require that record. So I just click on this, okay, just click on this and then you have a feature of hiding it. Okay, it will not delete your record, but it will just hide it. So I'm just clicking on hide. So automatically that fifth column, fifth record, fifth row is hidden. So you will not find it anywhere unless until you unhide it. Okay. When you unhide it, it will come back. Okay. Similarly for column. Okay. If I hide this column, it will not be shown. That E column is hidden now. So when I require, I just need to select both the columns and then click on unhide. So automatically the hidden column comes out. Okay, so it will be very useful when you are presenting data but you have done some calculations and it should not be visible to others, but you need those calculations in future. So in that case it will be very useful for you to hide and unhide the columns or the rows. Okay, so this is about this. So I have taught you the duplication, removal of duplication. Now, okay, there is one other feature, filter. Okay, let's see how it works. This filter is nothing but it can be useful when you want to filter out data. Say you want to filter out the some specific data which you want to see. Okay, say there are some 100 rows here. You don't have to select all the 100 rows and then find it using control F or something. You can use control F. Okay, control F works here also. Find and replace. If you want to find a specific data, just type 10, you will find it out here, but it will go on like this. You need to find one by one. Okay, which is very tough, right? Say for example you have hundreds of data here, you can't do all at once, right? So you need to search and it takes time. So instead of this, what we can do, we can just select these two columns and then click on filter. So it will give you some drop down kind of buttons here. Okay, so here if you select this, it will show all the values here. It will list out all the values of that particular column. Okay, so you want to see only the records of 10. Okay, you just deselect all. Okay, when you tick this select all, automatically everything will gets unselected and then you tick on the 10 which you want to view. Okay, now click OK. So automatically the record which is having 10 will be visible and other all records will be hidden. Okay, that's the feature of filter. So it's nothing but filtering out data based on your requirement. If I want to have 10 and 50, then you have both the records. If you want to show all the records, then all the records. Select here again, all will be marked again and then click OK. So automatically all the records will be visible. Okay, so this is how a filter works. Filter also has many other features. Okay, so I'll teach you in later sessions because if I go inside filter it takes a whole lot video. Okay, let's do it in another video. Since this is a basic thing, I'm just stopping it here. So this is the function of filter. Similarly, if we do the filter on this E column, I want to filter out with 10. Okay, so there are three rows. Okay, which has the same 10 value in the E column. If I do in this D column, there is only one record which is with 10 value, but when in the E column, it is only it has three records. Okay, so now I'm done with the filter. I want to remove this filter. then I just need to click this filter, so automatically the filter will go out. When it is filtered, these record cells will be in blue because it has altered the sequence of showing you, right? So it will show it in blue. That means filter has been applied. Now I'll remove this. Automatically that will turn into black in the original color. Okay, so this is about filter. Okay, so now see, for example, I want to sort based on max mark. Okay, now let's go to sorting. I want to sort the records based on the um, max mark which has been obtained by the student. So just click on this. Okay, select all the records which you want to sort. Okay, and then click on sort here. Okay, in the data. So all the data related items will be available in the data tab. Okay, so I'm not going into those stuffs in detail because we'll see in other sessions also. Okay, so now going to data sort, just click on that. So it will tell you my column as headers. Okay, since I already have header, in some data you might not have header. In that case you can untick it, but Excel by default recognizes which is header, which is data. So it says my data has header. Yes, it has data header, so I'm just leaving it as ticked. Okay, then it says sort by, on which column you want to sort. So I'm saying as per max. Okay, based on cell values and smallest to largest. Yes, I want to do it in that way. Okay, so it will include other columns also which is selected here. Okay, so it will rearrange the rows as per the max column values from smallest to largest. Let's see how it does. So see, now it has rearranged everything. Okay, so 10, 20, 30, and then 50. So it has rearranged based on those values. If you do undo, it will show the previous value. Previously Tom was on top, now Jerry is on top. Okay, so this is how the sorting works. So you can do based on n number of conditions. If you go inside the sort, you can add levels of sorting. Okay, if you want more detail, just ping me in the comment section so that I can give you a detailed video on sorting. Okay, now moving on to the tables. Okay, now this is a smaller table. Okay, so if you have a bigger table, it will be difficult to see or visualize things. Okay, so for that case, you use tabling techniques. Okay, so there are okay, so for this I need just to make bordering kind of thing so that I can make it as a table. Okay, it will not be visible unless and until you color it and make it into a proper bordered shape. Okay, so I'm just making it into a tabular form. Okay, so for that I'm using this. This is nothing but a border utility wherein you have a lot of options here. So I'm just saying all borders so that all the cells which I have selected gets a border color. Okay, you can change the border color, line color with I want to blue. Okay, so I can easily select and I can change the color of those border colors. Uh, if I want to stay with black, I can select it and then I put the same color here. Okay, so this is about the bordering. Okay, so this is about that. And if I want to highlight any specific cell, I can just color it with this. Okay, say I'm highlighting with this since he's the lowest person who has scored mark low, and I want to highlight with green with who has scored highest in the class. Okay, so it's 50. So likewise you can shade any colors to any of the sets. Okay, you can use as per your requirement. Say for example I want to make this header more bold, I I can use this bold setting here. I want to bold this also, I can use it, and I want to make this data in more attractive way. I'm just making it dark, okay, and I'm changing the font color as white. So now if you see, it will be much more easy to see the heading, okay, and I want these data to be in the center of the cell, okay. Now we can adjust it with this adjustment layer, alignment layer, okay. Here you can just align it with the center. Okay, now the cells are in the center, cell values which you have selected. Here it is in left alignment, okay. By default it will be in left. If it is a number, it will be in right alignment. If it is a text or something, it will be in left alignment, okay. This is about the basics of alignment, okay. So you have other values also, wherein you have top alignment, you have center alignment, you have the bottom alignment, okay, which will be very useful when you are doing a bigger table or something, okay. So these all comes into picture when you have a lot of values inside the same table, inside a single cell, okay. We'll see in upcoming classes or upcoming videos, okay. This is about the alignments, okay. You have other features also, wherein if I want to say this as one single, okay, I want to merge these two, okay, that this is for merging two cells or more cells. I want to merge these two cells. For example, I will merge it and show you, then only you will understand, okay. So I'm merging it and saying it as marks. I'm not classifying separately. Instead, I'm merging both the columns and giving a single value as marks. So now both the columns have a single column header, which is nothing but marks. Okay. And this is nothing but wrap text when you have a bigger text, okay, which is exceeding the cell limit. Okay. Say for example, I this is Nevas, your YouTube partner. Okay, this is a very big text, right? It doesn't fit into this particular cell, right? So in that case, what you can do, you can use wrap text. When you do a wrap text, it will automatically fit the entire text into your cell. Now I can drag this cell width also, okay? I can adjust the column height also. So according to your requirement, you can drag, align the columns as per your thing, your wish, okay. So now the column is in the bottom alignment, okay. If you see here, as I said previously, when you have a larger number of text, you will need to do this alignment because it will not look good, okay. Now now in this text, say when you have more text like this, okay, so in that case only we will need to use this alignment, as I said earlier. Now let's drag it a little more down so that you can see those alignment. See, when I press this center button, it will make it into the middle part, okay. When I give this top, it will, the text will move a little more higher. So this you can align it based on your requirement, okay, how you want it. And with this left, center and right, you can align the same text, okay. Now it's in top left, okay. So now I'm moving it as top center, then top right. Similarly, middle center, middle left, and middle right, okay. Similarly, lower right, lower center, and lower left. So this is how you manipulate the text inside the cell, okay. Now you have showcased you the merge and the wrap text also. So this is only required when when you use text. Okay, this is specifically for text alignment. For number alignment, by default you will find it as numbers here, means in the right. Okay, if you want, you can align it based on this. Okay, specifically if you want. Now moving it back, so if I double click it, it will automatically retract to the original size. Okay, this is about the alignments in detail. Okay, I think I have covered merging as well. Now this is a table. Okay, say for example, let's increase the size of the table. Okay, so that you will get a better view and understanding. Okay, for that, what we will do, we will add few more columns, and then we will add some more marks. Okay, say for example now Robert. Okay, then we'll add William, and Noah. Then we'll add Richard. We'll add Charles, we'll have Jessica. Okay, and then we'll add Michael. Okay, now I think there are various people around here. Okay, now say for example I want to see how many people I have added here. Okay, one way is you put serial numbers here, say 1 2 3 like this, right? The other way is nothing but you add a you just select it. Okay, you select the number of rows and automatically the count appears here. If you see here, the count is 11, so I have added 11 students. Okay, so this is one way, and you can just customize this also. Okay, based on your requirement. So if you click here, and then you can see what are the other things you can see here. Okay, basic by default it comes as count. Okay, and when you select these things, you will get the count, average, and what other you things you need to see here, you can just select them. Okay, so based on your selection, it will appear. By default the count comes for numbers and average also comes for numbers. If it is a text, only count will come. Okay, so this is a simple feature which is available in Excel. So you don't have to every time calculate this and view the average or sum for any set of numbers. Okay, so it's a simple feature which is available in the bottom. Okay, and now I want to number these there are around almost 11 records, right? I don't have to do individually, so I have just numbered 3 people, and then if I drag it, automatically it will number for all the rows which are there, and I will make it in center. I'll make the header column as serial number. I'm just putting it as serial number. Okay, I'll put it as name, and I'll unmerge this column. Okay, I don't want merging for this, and we'll keep it as max in the same way, and this is as science. I'll make these column names in the center because I want it in center, and I'll make it as bold. Okay, just control B or press here control B. Now I want to change the column font. Okay, I'll just change whatever I want here. Okay, I want to make them in Calibri. Okay, it was already in Calibri. Let's say I want to change them into Courier. Okay, or Consoles. automatically you select those cells which you want to convert and then select the font. Okay, whichever font you want to. If you want to change it to century, it will change the and each cell can be changed into different font. Okay, whichever however you want. Now let's make the tabular column bigger. Okay, I'm just pressing the column border so that I can work on these columns or these rows. Okay, now there is one other feature to copy the format alone. Say for example here I have a column header with blue background, right? I want to do the same for these two also. So what should I do? I need to select here and then press the blue button, right? This fill button, right? Rather than doing this, what I will do, we will use format painter. Okay, so what I will do, I'll just select this, I'll just click on this format painter and then select the cells where I want to do the same formatting. So it will just copy the format of this cell to these cells, wherever whichever cells you have selected. So automatically the format gets copied. Okay, you don't have to do the repeating job again and again. Okay, so now the format is changed. Now we have the cell values. Okay, I'm just realigning this column so that all the letters are visible. So when you double click the column, automatically the length will be adjusted based on the data which is present inside this. If it has a bigger data, it will align based on that. Say for example, science marks. I'm giving it as science marks, the heading. Okay, so now the data has gone inside the cell, right? And it is not visible properly, right? So in this case, you just click on this edge of that particular column, okay, which is nothing but E in between E and F. You have this symbol which is coming in, which is a cell divider, okay. Now, if you double click there, automatically that gets enlarged. The same thing you can do for rows, okay. Say for example, you have a bigger, I need a bigger row, okay. In some cases, say for example, mm, see for example, I'm retracting it, okay. I'm just saying here Tom's mark, okay. Now it is too big, okay. I'm just wrapping it, but still, okay, but still it will not be visible, okay. It will be like it won't be visible properly, right? In that case you can just do this realignment and do the wrap text. Automatically the now it will adjust it. Okay, so for to be clear, okay, now I've retracted the column, sorry, the cell height too much. Okay, in this case, I don't need this much height, right, for marks. Okay, in that case, you can just double click this and automatically it will retract the height which you wanted. Now let us go back and change this to Calibri. I'm using Calibri Light. Okay, now see if you see here uh, the column the data has gone down. Okay, so I'll put it as center, so automatically it will look good. Okay, similarly for others, so we can select for all the cells, just click this and click again, so automatically all the cells will be realigned after selecting. Okay, so now if I want to see the total marks scored by all the people, let's fill out this table so that it is easy. Say out of 50, let's keep this marks as 50. So instead of 60, we will keep it as 50, 40, 20, 20 15, 25. It's again 45 and then 43, 25. Okay. And similarly here, we will keep it as 34, 50, 24, 40, 29, 34, 33. Okay. So we'll just drop this column, means I'm editing that column with only the subject name, and here also I'm just removing this and keeping only the name of the person. Okay, now if I want to do a total, yes, as I said before, we can do a total here. Okay, it is nothing but I click on equal to, and then there is one option visible here. Okay, inside home, it is auto sum. So in many places you will require this auto sum, right? Say for example you have a company purchase table, okay, wherein you have 10 items which has to be purchased. So you need to do a some quick sum on those 10 items, right? So you can simply click on this auto sum. So automatically it will sum up. So I'm just deleting this, okay, and click on auto sum below that uh, column, and then it will do the auto sum for you. You don't have to do equal to, then press select all the cells and do the thing, or otherwise you can do that way also. Say for example sum means I'm just clicking equal to and then typing sum, then bracket, then I need to select all the columns and then click put the close bracket, right? Then it will do the sum. But in a simpler fashion you can just select means where you want to do the auto sum here. So you just click on the cell where you want to do the auto sum and then click in auto sum here. So automatically it will do all the calculation, it will show you, and then you just need to press enter, finish. So automatically this will be available. Okay, so these are all formulas here. Okay, so I hope guys you are clear little bit, I think. Okay, and this should be like easier for you till now. If you have any doubts, you can for this session you can just type it in. Okay, I'll come up with another video with uh, better um, things for the Excel. Okay, these are the basic things which you need to know for an Excel to be operated. Okay, there are many other things in detail which needs to be covered as well. There are many other tabs here. I'll just give you overview here in this tabs. Okay, so file is nothing but you save, you get info, you can print it. When you print this, automatically you get the view here. It's similar to a Word document printing, okay, or a notepad printing anywhere. Okay, so you get the options of printing here, and then you get the print preview here. So the reason for putting these borders and all is it will look good, as well as if you remove this bordering, you will not find the if I put no border, this was the original thing. If I don't put the border, when I go for printing, you will not see those borders. Okay, that's the main reason, because whatever the cell grids which is shown here will not be visible in the printing. Okay, that's the reason when you go for a printing, otherwise it will not be good for printing. When you go for printing, it will clearly show the column, which column is ending where. It will look nice altogether. Okay, and then you have printing options here. You can share this to cloud and PDF and other things. Okay, these are all the main stuffs which is used for file operations. Okay, and you have insert. The home basically contains the main formatting things for you. Okay, you can insert, delete, format. Okay, the same thing which I told you here, right? For inserting, you can just insert. Okay, okay, insert I would have not covered. Okay, so if you want to insert a row, you can just insert it here, and similarly for column insert, you can use this insert if you want to insert another column here. The same format will be followed when it is inserted in between the column or the row. Okay, and I'm deleting that column which is empty and deleting the row which is empty. Okay, I hope this is clear for you till now. Okay, almost I've covered all the things. Insert has various other items which I would like to cover in another video. Okay, because there are a lot many other things which you need to see. Okay, and page layout is nothing but mainly for printing and bringing certain things. Okay, so this contains mainly of printing page setup and all. Okay, so this is for printing part, and you have the formulas here. Okay, formulas is nothing but you have a lot of functions in here. Okay, when you click all, when you select all, you have a lot of functions here. So I'll explain you detail in other videos, okay? Because when you have the such kind of data, you can get more insights of these functions, okay? I will cover all these things in the upcoming video. Then comes the data. Data major is filter, sort, and text to columns and remove duplicates and all. We'll see in each of these in a separate video, okay? Review is not for you, okay? It's altogether different thing. I'll teach you these also. Reviews for when you have the same Excel shared with others, you need to review with various things. You can put comments on Excel. You can put dictionary. Okay, that's spelling check and all. Okay, and view is for making your Excel view in a different way. There can be, you can freeze the columns, you can unfreeze the columns, you can have customized views as per your requirement. And developer is for developing certain functionalities. If you want a customized functionality, you can develop. And help is nothing but for any sorts of help assistance, online help, Excel help. Okay, okay, that's it for the basics of Excel. Okay. So that's all for this video, guys. We'll meet up in another video with a detailed one or a next part of this Excel training. Okay. Thank you, guys. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.